Thank you so much for your love and support. Earlier video we have seen that the pod lifecycle, and today we'll see some of basic commands for the pods. So how do we create pods? There are two ways: a imperative way, one-liner commands with few options, and a declarative way, a long list of files, informations. Okay, so first we'll create a pod with imperative command. So for creating a pod. So what I will write, kubectl run. For creating other resources, we use create, but for creating pod, we use run. Nginx. This is the name of the pod. I write pod and image. Sometimes people write it equal. Sometimes people space here and write Nginx. Both are good to go. And just enter. So you will see a successful message, pod Nginx pod created. So think of this like telling Kubernetes, hey, please launch a small web server using image Nginx. So now pod is created. How do we know that pod is created? So there is a command kubectl get pods. Wow. So here the information is there, name of the pod, status is ready, 1 out of 1 is ready, status is running, and restart is 0 and is 46 seconds. So I can use PO giving the same result, POD giving the same result, but it's good to write pods. Control L, and now I'll write W. W means it's watching. Suppose here, I'll explain this command with the kubectl w. I will explain this command with tmux, type of tmux person. It's easy, you can also use. After running the tmux, control plus b plus %. So these two split it, and now here you can write kube K. Instead of kubectl, I will use K because aliases are set K get pods hyphen W. So I'll make this screen size little. Now control B and left arrow. I'll come here. K delete pod Nginx. So this you can write pods and pod whatever you like, because till this version is supported. Maybe in future if there is a change they might support or not. So now if this command we can delete the pod. So look here, this is the watching the status changes. Now the pod is deleted. Now if we can see here the pod, you will not find key get pod. So no resources found in default namespace. So I will exit this tmux session. Yes, whenever you are in high watch status, you should control C to exit it. So we'll create pod again. So if you want to know the logs, so how can you know? K logs nginx pod. So here you will see the logs. There are various ways. We'll see all in troubleshooting sessions. Now we can get the information by describing it. So one more thing, K get pod hyphen O wide. So here you can have more informations. You can take backup of this pod via K get pod name hyphen O VML and then backup.yaml. So you can have the information about this pod. If this crashes by mistake, you can create with this YAML file. So OWide shows more informations, means a pod IP is little bit important, and this where the node in which node it is scheduled. Now one more command to help you is describe. K describe pod and pod name. So here you will get a little more information. Sometimes you require the which namespace is created and the labels. Okay. So this will show and container IDs, container running status. Okay. So little bit information if sometime required. So now most of the time we need to log in into the pod. So how can you log in into the pod? So basically we have created a nginx pod. Okay, get pod -o wide. Okay. Here we had not written any namespace. Otherwise, I always used to write an default. So after that you can easily use tab. Now I'll log in into the pod exec interactive terminal, and now pod name. So here pod name is nginx. After that, you have to write bash. So you are in the nginx pod. But there is a catch. You will means bash doesn't support or bash doesn't work with every images. So what you should do? I will exit ls/bin. So here bash is there. So you can have bash. If you find, we'll check if sh is there. Sh is there. So you can use sh also. Sh bash hash. So I can grep these things. So you can find this sh is there. So it's just a matching this sh or bash or ash. Okay. So we'll see this grep and whatever command we have this pipe symbol. What does it mean? This wild character. So next video will do that. But now will means if you wanna log in, then this is the command, and without time waste, you should write bash. If you get any error, then just write sh. If you get any error, then just write ash. Okay. If you get error, then you won't get error. Okay. So most of this is with this bash sh or ash. So when we log in, so we can log in into the pod with the sh or bash. If not, we can use ash also, or we can use with the grep command, which need to be add. So thank you so much for your love and support.